Look, you have to believe me. This was a stupid decision, but I did it with the best intentions.
With the best intentions. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and the clip that you just watched, if you are any fan of dinosaurs or things like that, was from Jurassic Park 3. Now, I really love the Jurassic Park series. There's so many different iconic things that came from that movie series and whatnot. But that specific scene right there is what I want to talk about today. Now, to set that up in case you haven't seen it or it's maybe been quite a while, is that the one person uh, took some eggs from a living dinosaur and they didn't want to be caught with the eggs because, animals and whatnot are protective of their young. And so, in the movie, they were going to get hunted down and things like that. All right, so now that you're caught back up. Now he gets caught that he took them. And so he starts out of desperation to explain, he took them on an impulse and he thought they'd be worth a great deal of money and he was doing it with the best of intentions. Now, Dr. Grant in the movie, completely exactly what probably my response would have been is the best of intentions. Some of the worst things imaginable were done with the best of intentions. And you have to kind of take this a little bit into a different context to kind of understand the importance and the significance of this. Because if you look at some of the most horrific things that you have learned as you grew up about history, and you insert whatever scenario or event or whatever you'd like into here. Um, these people that would go off and do these didn't just spontaneously do something. They put forth effort. They had something in their mind. Now, as demented and deranged as that might, have been in their head, in their mind, it was for a right reason. And so they were doing it with the best of intentions. There's a ton of different things I'm sure that you can sit down when you try and put this into a perspective of your own life and think of your own scenario where somebody did something and it turned out to be absolutely horrible, but in the end of it, when you kind of look at it, they were actually trying to help, but in a roundabout way, they actually hurt. All right, so what are we doing here? And you're going rural. This has nothing to do with prepping. Well, okay, let's take it back a notch here. When you're doing all of this, when you are preparing, you cannot prepare with the best of intentions, okay? You have to make sure that you're doing everything for the right reason, that you're not going out and trying to keep, uh, your friends, your family, your mag, all the people of importance that you're going to need and depend on, that you're doing something behind their back with the best of intentions. You're doing things so that way you set yourself up, you set the people around you up, and so that way it gives everybody the greatest chance of survival. So when it comes to a lot of this, you got to sit back and you've got to make sure that everything that you're doing, all of this, it's not done for a simple reason to just survive. You're doing it because not only are you trying to survive, you're trying to get everybody around you to survive as well. The whole lone wolf thing just doesn't make sense to me. We've probably talked about this at nauseam, and I apologize a little bit, but let's just say that lone wolf is the correct way to do it. So you have a guy up here in Washington, two or three people in California, 4 or 5 in Texas, handful in Florida, whatever. They lone wolfed whatever scenario, event, catastrophe. and everybody dies off. Now what? Okay. Th- When does the SHTF event actually end to where they no longer lone wolf? Are they lone wolfing it right now? Because if you lone wolf, then everything's kind of doomed anyway. And so it kind of brings it into, you want to make sure that you're not doing this again with the best of intentions, that you're out for yourself or you're out for just your mag. Yes, there's going to be times that you're going to have to be a little selfish, or you're going to have to do something a little, whatever, questionable to make sure that you can survive to the next day or whatever. But in the end, humanity has to survive. You have to be able to help one another. You help each other now before an event happens. You do your best to try and help people during the event, and then pray to God that people help each other after the event. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of us being human, is the way that we can intelligently communicate and talk to one another and go through to try and help each other in whatever form or fashion that needs to be done. And when we go back and we think about this, when it's something that has to do with the best of intentions, then we need to make sure that we're not doing it for a selfish reason, a selfish gain. It's kind of what's going on with the world right now. It seems like every single person is out just for themselves. We've talked about this on the live streams and different other points where it's like you go to work, you go to the park, you go to the grocery store, wherever, and it just seems like everybody is rude, everybody's in a hurry, nobody wants to smile, wave, say hello, good morning, excuse me, please, thank you. All of that seems to be gone. And eh, hopefully one day, and I don't know if an SHTF event is the reset button. Uh, in my eyes, my personal opinion, I don't want SHTF to happen. As much as I may joke about it a little bit, saying that the internet going back would probably be one of the greatest things that humanity could ever get. It'd be a bittersweet gift. But most of us, we enjoy our luxuries, and we like to have the internet, and we like to have air conditioning and working vehicles, and all the fun things that we have now. But we also get fat and lazy, and we come up with excuses instead of putting forth a goal and working towards that goal. We go, well, I'll just do it tomorrow, or my show's on, or my phone's not charged, or whatever. And if you could take away social media, if you could take away the internet to where people had to come together. If you wanted to communicate, you did it face to face. You made a deal with a handshake, that a promise actually meant something. Instead, where people go off by themselves and they try and quickly go through a situation, trying to figure out how they can benefit the most and do something with the best of intentions, only to not realize the amount of pain that they inflict on those around them as long as they get the gain. So I caution you, because on the face value, doing something with the best of intentions seems like a really good thing. But when you look at it maybe in a mirrored point of view, and that's what we try and do here, is look at things outside of the box and just get you to think. Doing something with the best of intentions sometimes not is the best course of action, if you kind of go with me on that one. So make sure you think things through as you go through and you're trying to make a decision. Make sure that those that are going to be affected, think about them too. Okay. Because if you don't take that step and take that into consideration, then why should they? Why should they consider you and their choice on whether it's going to help or hurt you? And if you can kind of be that bigger person to where you can go, well, I was going to do this, but if I do this, I'm actually kind of hurting somebody. Maybe I need to think of another way to do it, or maybe get them involved and see if they can do a little something or whatnot. Uh, it's kind of like, oh, let's throw a scenario in there just to make sure that you can understand and follow along my thought process of this. Let's say that you wanted to make a little extra Christmas money, and so the way that you're going to come about it is that you are going to go get a part-time job on the weekends. Okay, seems harmless at first. Well, if you stop and you think about it, what is that going to entail? Well, that takes away family time. And you go, well, I'm doing it for the family. I'm doing it for the best of intentions. Okay. Did you actually stop and ask the family? Because, for me, I'm not materialistic. I don't want things. What I would rather have is time with you. And so it comes down to when you do this, maybe get those people involved because that time away kind of hurts. How many baseball games are you going to miss? How many family outings or hikes or different other, things are you going to miss because you're going to go get a part-time job to get, money to go buy materialistic junk that most people throw away and don't want. And you're going to trade that with the best of intentions and miss out on all sorts of memories and great times. So again, I throw it out as a little word of caution. Think outside the box. When you make a decision, think it through. So if you made it to this far in the video, you rock. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Uh, that's all what I've got for you. So do all the fun YouTube things. Hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Share this out with anybody that you think might find useful. And with that, stay tuned because there's definitely more information to come. And above all else, remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.